Good evening and welcome to Next Gen. This is the Group A1 Tourers and we are in Season 16 of Next Gen Racing Leagues. My name is JPH and we're going to be here from Daytona with the Group A1s for round number 9 effectively now. Obviously the last round, if anyone was watching, postponed from Rouen Les Essarts due to some technical issues on the game. So we carry on for round 9 here at Daytona. Joining me in the commentary box is Jack.
Good evening everyone, pleasure to be here as always, Jordan. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it's a nice little mixed track. Obviously the top 4, the reason why Jack's here is because he doesn't actually need to concentrate in qualifying. It's a top 4 reverse grid, meaning that he'll be starting second to last. We have 14 drivers in the lobby, which is a good number. Should make for some good slipstream and possibly some tandem drafting around the oval section. Obviously this circuit based around the oval, but obviously with a bit of infield section and the bus stop chicane, means it's about 95% oval and 5% actual corners. That's a pretty good, I think that's a good description of the circuit, don't you, Jack?
No.
I knew you disagreed. There's some good overtaking spots on it around Daytona, especially those 2 hairpins in the infield section, and the bus stop always produces some sort of action as DY House is stopping at the turn, was effectively turn 2 of the oval.
Yeah, it's going to be a great race, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've always had this track in mind for about 2-3 seasons, but never really had the vindication to run it until tonight. So I'm looking forward. The M1 round here, I've been doing some practicing myself earlier today. M1's fantastic to drive around here. It's so lovely.
Let's have a quick look at our 14 drives then. So we have DY7 who's stopped. Oh, he's just got going again. STDRS Durinho. Now for those who may not have noticed, this is Durinho 26 in the tables. Just a bit of a faff changing all the names in the table, so we kept it Durinho 26 for the rest of the season. I don't actually know what STDRS stands for. Obviously something racing sports or something. No idea. But that is Durinho. Bottom mark 1, the Dizzler, RDF Anna Morris, our current championship leader. Ginger Poisson, web user Johnny, Tyler House, The Les, Shadow Stalker, NGR Tim, Scooby G, Fourfish, and obviously Jack. Standings, Anna Morris leads by 7 points before any drop scores are taken into account, which I think I worked out yesterday, and I think Anna actually gains an extra point out of the drop scores currently. Scooby G is 44 points behind Jack, so it really is a 2-horse race now going into the final 4 rounds. He's on 97 points. DY7 is on 93, so those 4 drivers will be starting at the back of the grid in reverse order. And I love that camera shot around Daytona. That is a fantastic angle. As Jack goes past someone.
Yeah, it's me going past Shadow Stalker there.
There you go. Yeah, the camera angle going onto the oval banking there is like just an overhead shot of it, and it looks really good. It's probably the best camera angle I've seen in the game, and it's the only one that makes any sense. And the cameraman doesn't have to operate it, so he just has to press record. You don't get any of that stupid nonsense. As we go through the table, Fourfish is in 5th, 93 points joint with DY7. What happens to that? I'm assuming Fourfish
is actually, they both scored 2 podiums this season, but Fourfish has the better result in 2nd, so that's why he's starting from the back.
So Fourfish starting from the back then, so DY7 is allowed to qualify. Johnny is on 91, the Les 77, Tyler House 62, Lightblade, who's no longer in the championship, on 56. Shadow Stalker 46, Durinho 33, Tim 33, Bob is on 32, Cam on 30 with Ginger Poisson level with him, GT5 Vass is on 28 with Lionel Grisby on 27, the Dizzler on 26, Bruce Lee Harding on 16 and Hurlo on 3. Surprised no GT5 fast tonight.
No, no sign, no sign.
Who's coming round for a lap? Let's have a look.
Ginger Poisson and the Dizzler currently drafting one another.
Okay, let's go on with Ginger, I think. Let's have a look at him for a lap. So, Ginger Poisson into turn 1. Oh, hang on, that's a bit of a bump from behind. I don't know what's going on there between him and the Dizzler, but it's not quite the start they wanted.
They're definitely drafting one another, that's their plan.
Yeah, well, you see that Ginger currently in pole position. The Dizzler obviously not getting the same sort of advantage behind at the moment. He's standing 5th as he runs wide out of the hairpin.
Be back up momentarily.
I see the road course 3.560 miles, 5.729 kilometres for those who work in Old Spectrum. Bruce Lee Harding. Definitely too many points behind to win the championship now. Might be a little difficult. I have to check the maths on it, but yeah, might be challenging right now. As we have 3 minutes 40 left in the session. So on board Jorginho into turn number 1. Braking as you hit left is really awkward. You can easily lose the back end as you head into turn 1. Bring the power in. A flat right-left chicane. No problems with turn 2. Turn 3. Hit the brakes at the end of those lines. Get it tucked in a bit tighter than that. I think Jorginho would have liked, but... Oh, sorry, not Jorginho, the Les. We're on board with the Les, actually. See, he's on pole position. Out of there, into turn 4. Should be flat. Yep, it is flat. And then hit the brakes as the tyre changes into turn number 5. It's a really late apex, turn 5. And it nips up on the exit as well. Really horrible little corner.
That's Bob who went off in front of him.
Turn 6. Again, it's quite a tight corner. You want to take it tighter than you think. Obviously flat through turn 7. I think Bob probably just getting out of the way of the Les there, rather than going off.
He hit the wall.
There you go. As we head through the banking, what's technically turn 1 and 2 of the oval is now actually turns 8 and 9. Down the back stretch, which is genuinely what is called the back stretch. Turn 10, the bus stop chicane. Hit the brakes, flick it left, flick it right. Be careful on the throttle and the brakes because the car gets very loose. It's a bit of a cut that from the Les, but he might get away with that one. Out of there, which is turn 11, into turn 12. And for some bizarre reason, even though it's just one long continuous corner, that goes into turn 13.
Yeah, I think it's classed as a double apex corner, isn't it?
Well, there is no apex really, you just go around in the circle.
No, I know, that's just a bizarre thing about it. I've just watched.
Into the front stretch, flat left, cambered in, and Les goes even quicker, a 1:51.1. 1.9 quicker than anyone.
Interesting though that, despite, as you say, a little cut for his chicane, he actually lost 4/10 compared to when the sector beam, which is actually just as you come out of the chicane, he actually lost 3 and a bit tenths. So.
I think the back end was just a bit tweaked because the back end does get light through the bus stop chicane. You've got to be really careful. You've almost got to be slower into it to get the pace out. It's really weird chicane.
Looking very close though throughout the field, has to be said. The little groups forming already.
I mean, I'm amazed that Les is actually on pole and all there's other people are technically drafting.
Tim's currently 7th as well, just for the record, which is a phenomenal achievement from him.
I think he's got Waves of Johnny behind him.
He did. And then he went off the road and you cursed him there.
Just flashed across the screen. Look at that camera angle, that's a belter. And Waves of Johnny there as you go through turn 6 and 7.
Tyler's just come through and spun it there into the infield.
Question is, who's going to be next over the line? I think it's going
to be whoever's going around the final corner now. That would be
Jorginho. And he's going to get an extra lap here.
Oh, I don't know.
I think he is. He's doing 155 miles an hour right now. That's going to be. He's going to get an extra lap. 4 seconds.
Yeah. He
Goes
gets
up
within a
into
second.
4th as well.
Just about.
The Les will complete qualifying now for himself. He doesn't improve.
Change.
Who's next? Who's next? Johnny's
just coming up the line now. Someone else has crossed it. I'm not sure who that was. Johnny
Ginger,
goes
maybe?
a tenth quicker. So it's Dave next. He's flung it through the chicane. Absolutely cut the corner. He's 8/10 down anyway, so he's given up on it. That makes sense. Gonna say you can't be cutting a corner like that. Look, Dizzler's currently 6.5 tenths up. And Jindra has abandoned his lap because he's 5.3 down, so it is coming down to the Dizzler and what he can do.
I don't know how Dave's trying to roll it. And so he just goes into the barrier. Here comes the Dizzler though, onto the front stretch. Does not go into 2nd place.
Oh, that is a surprise.
He's lost time to the banking there. So the Les takes pole position and a crucial point. Ginger Poisson takes 2nd and completes the opening row, followed by the Dizzler and Jorginho. Row 3, Diwa House 7 and Johnny. Row 4,
Enjoy the race,
Tim.
everyone.
There you go. I've seen a bit, Jack. Row 4, Tim and Timer House. Row 5, Bob and Shadowstalker. Row 6, Four Fish and Scooby G. Row 7 will be Jack and Adam Morris, who rounds it all out as the top 4 reverse. Now, for anyone that is potentially wondering what's going to happen, because Daytona is a rolling start event, the guys will be having one formation lap around the circuit, because the starts aren't the best. Oh my lord, and someone's flipped it. That's Tim. No, Scooby G has had a penalty. Shadowstalker's gone for a flip. And someone has disconnected. I don't know who's disconnected. Four Fish? Four Fish isn't there. I don't know what's happened to Four Fish. I think he's been... Hang on. I've got a feeling Four Fish may have been disqualified. I've got a feeling Four Fish has ended up being disqualified from the race. There's the guys still going around on their formation lap. It was a weird one. Some car flipped over and we instantly lost a car. But Les has got going though. Here we go. We have started here at Daytona. Les crosses the line. We are underway for the Group A1s for 14 laps. We head into turn number 1. It looks like we're all line astern. Into turn number 3. For the first time, we are still all going well here. Shadowstalker has dropped the back. Jack runs slightly wide out of turn 3. Adam Mars maybe looking for a little sniff up the side there, but Bob's had an incident somewhere actually as well. He's now taken some advertising banner. Meanwhile, that's your top 3 going through your shot now. There's Gerino. And there goes D107. Maybe it's Johnny. Oh, and I think that's Tim losing places there. Oh, that is Shadowstalker gone round to the infield. This looks like he's got... just dropping off the back of Ginger Poisson there. Adam Morris and Jack side by side coming on towards the bus stop chicane for the first lap. Jack slots in behind. Remember, he could ideally do with beating Adam Morris here, but he's got to be careful because Tim is right now. Oh, that's a great exit from Adam Morris. And Jack has managed to follow through that, but he's got to get on the back of that red car. As here comes Adam Morris alongside maybe to Johnny. Through turn 13, up towards the front stretch, and he's done around the outside. Here comes Jack on the inside of the front stretch. Backs out, well, brakes a bit earlier for turn number 1. Johnny runs a bit wide. And that's Scooby G being passed now by Adam Morris. Running slightly wide into turn 1. Oh, the car a bit twitchy there. Jack trying to get past Johnny. Big jink to the right. He's going to try around the outside here of turn 4. This is going to be brave. And that's a great move. He stuck it around the outside into turn 5. Will have the advantage in. Gets the car stopped in time. That's a beautiful move from Jack. He couldn't have asked that to go any better. See, it's like remote control cars, that is. Watch them stop, turn and go. On board here with Jack. So we enter the oval for the second time of 14. Got the slipstream. Oh, he backs out of it. Doesn't think it's worth it in that moment. Scooby runs a bit wide going in. He's going to compromise the exit. Although Adam up ahead is making another move. This time on DY7 and again round the outside of turn 12, turn 13. In the same respect, Jack has passed Scooby G. Or is Dave's not going to let this one go from Adam? 151.2, 149.4 from Adam Morris. That's a great time. And he's run wide though. He's run wide into turn number 1. And he's lost that place again to DY7. And now he's going to have Jack on his tail as they enter turn 3 for the third time. Looks like Jack's just a natural arc is going deeper into the hairpin. Trying to get the power on earlier on the exit. Oh, as Jack closes right up in the braking zone into turn 5. Adam trying to force the issue there down the inside. Not quite making that one work. He's going to look for the outside though as we enter turn number 6 and 7. Here comes Adam Morris. Being squeezed to the apron, onto the apron. And here comes Jack. He's going to make it 3 wide. We're 3 wide at Daytona. Onto the backstretch. And Jack's got a good run. Who's going to back out? Dave decides better of it. And Jack with a sensational move around the outside of turn number 9. Although he's gone into the wall. I think the back end got loose there for Jack, and he's just ended up in the wall at the exit of turn number 11 at the bus stop. From going to be a sensational move to losing it all in one corner, and now he's released Adam Morris into the open. The Whitehouse under immense pressure as the Dizzler now has a penalty. Around the outside there from Jack. Oh, he has to take evasive action as D107 hits the pit wall, quite literally. Oh, and he spins and he's taken out Johnny. And Tim's involved. Meanwhile, Jack has a bit of work to do here. Ginger Poisson 1.2 away from the Les, who has led every lap of this race so far. There's Adam Morris there with Jack, drifting it almost into that corner. And I'm pushing on Jack, even though he had a little bump last time around. It stood in a 151.0. Quickest man on the last lap. Into the bus stop. And the Dizzler, is he looking a little bit interested here? Oh, he is looking interested because Jorginho's had a bit of a moment coming out. Ginger Poisson will lose 2 places because of a slight mistake now through the bus stop chicane, and it means Adam has the possibility to get into the slipstream here of Ginger, which is not what Jack needs right now. As they head down the front stretch. Rev limiters ablaze. Oh, and Ginger has gone down the inside. A wonderful switchback on Jorginho. That couldn't have gone any better for Ginger Poisson there. But here comes Jorginho. He's looking back at him on the hairpin. Down towards turn 4. Adam Morris boxed in. Can't do anything about it. Turn 5, and Ginger finally makes the move stick. Oh, and a bit of a bump from Adam into Jorginho. Jorginho just braking a bit earlier than Adam expected. And look who's looking in the background. Jack is catching as they enter turn number 6. And it looks like Adam's got a good run again. Out of 7, through to 8. And Adam takes away 4th place away from Jorginho. Down the back stretch. Into the bus stop, and they've all caught up back to the Dizzler here. Someone's wiped out some board there. There's Les. He's now only half a second. This has now become for the lead. Here comes the Dizzler, with Adam Morris in tow. It's, not quite 3 wide. Dizzler just trying to hang it up, blocking Adam Morris. Adam probably not very happy with that one. As here comes Ginger Poisson into the lead for the first time. The Les does not need a lap. Entering turn number 1. Jorginho looking to go down the inside there. Jack out all this up into 4th. But we now have a 6-car battle for the lead. Jack round the outside of Jorginho. Oh, gets a bit of a tap. He's been sent off. Adams waited. Adam will allow Jack back through. Good sportsmanship that from Adam. Could have easily continued there. Into turn 6 we go for the 6th time of 14. Oh, and Jorginho's had a little bit of a slide through there. And this is not a good run, but he's got the run. Bit of a sharp upturn up the banking there. Yeah, as I say, maybe a bit too sharp there for Dizzler. He's probably just lost speed. Needs to be a bit more smoother. He looks to the inside of the bus stop. Thinks better of it. As we enter the bus stop chicane. A wobble from Dizzler. You can see the body roll, the attitude of the car going through there. We go through the front stretch and it looks like Ginger Poisson losing the lead. Instantly looking to get it back here. He looks for the better exit out of turn 1. Jorginho's had a moment through turn 1 which puts him back into 6th place. Ginger Poisson is in pursuit here, 0.7. There's Dizzler, there's Jack, there's Adam. Jack closing in on Dizzler. Down the inside of Dizzler. Going down the inside of Ginger Poisson. Jack makes a double move, and here comes Adam Morris for good measure. Oh, and Ginger Poisson's gone. Adam was lucky there. That could have easily been spearing off into him. But Ginger Poisson's lost so much time, he's now behind Scooby G. Jack, no. Jack, though, is catching the Les. Look around the outside of the front stretch. Into turn 1. Still goes to the room, but he's got the move done into turn 1. Les might not be very happy with that. That was I was expecting more of a fight from the Les there. Jack has a little slide through turn 3. But Jack now leads this race. The Les. Under scrutiny here from Adam Morris. But he's got a good exit out of 7 through to 8. Jack not yet far away, or far enough away, to eliminate the slipstream. He's going to have a good run through this bus stop chicane here. Because Les is catching the slipstream very powerful around Daytona. As they enter the bus stop. That looks like a great line actually from Jack. Should get on the power beautifully through there. He does, but again, it's not enough. Here comes Adam Morris. Almost trying to push Les along here. as they're rapidly catching up to the leader, who is Jack TM53 Synopsis. Jack will keep down low as they enter the front stretch. They look like they'll almost go 3 wide. Les leads the lap. But Jack sends it into turn 1 and says, no, you're not having that one, son. These top 3, league of their own. 49-1 from Adam Morris. All of the top 3 in the 49s that time around. Oh, and Les almost loses the rear end. Going through turn 3. Turn 4. He's actually lifting his Les through turn 4 there. Maybe to steady the ship. Maybe he's just got that much slipstream that he needs to. So he went to different angles. I love that shot. I really do. But Adam Morris is going to have a good run here on the Les. Out of turn 7. Flying up to the back of the Les. Les looks like he's going to have a little look here at Jack. He squeezes Jack massively to the wall. Doesn't push him into it though. Oh, and Jackson keep the place from Adam Morris. But the Les now leads. Here comes Adam looking to the outside. I think starting their relentless search back to the Les. And it might have Jack here going down towards turn 1. Down the front stretch, side by side. This for second place. Yeah, there you go. Adam Morris drops in front. And he's right on the tail of the Les again. Oh, Les runs wide. That's the mistake. Can Adam capitalise? No, he can. They're still side by side. Into turn 3. We know this is where Jack likes to take opportunities on the exit here. Can't quite take the opportunity there. Umar Disler and Chirino are side by side out of turn 3. Looking towards turn 4. Chirino takes 4th away from the Disler. 100 points on CBG close on track. Otherwise, let's head back to this leading battle, the leading trio. Adam Morris, slightly tighter line. And it pays a bit of dividends. Certainly in qualifying, that corner you want to take a bit tighter than you really think. Here comes Adam. Look to the outside of the bus stop. Can't make it work. And this is going to give Jack the run. Watch the gap for Jack close rapidly as he picked up the double slipstream from the cars ahead of him. As they round the final corner up towards the front stretch they go. Jack's just going to sit in behind, I think, or is he? No, he's going to look to the outside. Nope, does eventually sit in behind. Oh, and a collision between Adam Morris. Jack doesn't end up in the pit lane. Possibly an avoidance that from Jack, because it looked like Adam Morris is going to go into the Les again and cause an absolute ruckus of carnage. But the main thing, Jack hasn't he hasn't gained any time from that. In fact, he's lost a bit actually going through there. Turn 5, Adam looking for the gap, and the Les almost giving it to him, but in a sense that Les can always just about counteract it. As we're going to come up to lap traffic here, as there we go, Adam Morris, a half spin to the inside of turn 6. The turn he's been so strong on all race long. That slightly tighter line Sure, so good, just getting in the way there. Good stuff. Yeah, that slightly tighter line, obviously susceptible to the back end coming out. And unfortunately, nothing Adam can do. So I wonder if that was a flash of the lights from Jack to say, let's go. Let's get out of it. We've got the opportunity to ditch Adam good and proper. Although Les might not think like that. We saw him and Scooby G behind him at the moment. This for 6th place. The defending two-time, I don't know, I think maybe 3-time now for Scooby G, Group A1 champion, reigning defending. Meanwhile, Les and Jack haven't actually gotten away from Adam. Adam's just caught them straight back up as they go into turn 3. Down to turn 4. And 5. Adam having to stop quite abruptly there. Jack, a bit of a slide mid-corner there. Probably not what he was looking for. You know, Tyler House's Webby's at Johnny behind him. Webby's at Johnny now alongside him, side by side into turn 3. Oh, and a bit of a bump from Johnny. He tries to get past, and behind is NGR Tim. He's in this battle. He does have a penalty, but he is in the battle. Jack's off at the bus stop chicane into the barriers. Adam Morris has gone round as well. I don't know what's happened here. And now that, I wonder if something's happened between the Les, Jack and Adam. Because the Les has slowed right down. Adam's now in the lead of this race and he's got a 2.7 second gap. Jack now down into 5th. He looks to the outside of the Les here. Gerino now has a chance for 2nd place. Oh, he's colliding with the Les. It's always a good start. He's now lost the place to Jack. And now he's spun it as well for Gerino. Jack drifting it into turn 3. He does not look like a happy man. Oh, the Les is gone. That's a weird place to go as well. What on earth has happened to the Les there? Jack makes the move into 2nd place, but he's 3.2 behind. Oh, hello, and Ginger Poisson rather forcefully trying to reclaim his place. And 6 and 7 they go. He's going to make a move on Ginger Poisson. Meanwhile, Webby Johnny has got past Tyler House, who has Tim not far behind, who has DY7 not far behind. Bob is yet to be locked here, I think, at the moment. It's good to see. Stalker not really having a great race here. But this man now alone in the lead. I don't know what's happened to Jack, Les and Adam at the bus stop chicane, but Jack coming off massively worse. In a position to be beating Adam Morris, and something happens and now he's behind by 3.5 seconds. The only way Jack can possibly get this back now is if Adam Morris starts making mistakes. And that's something that is a rarity in the case of Adam. Problem is, Dizzler is on the tail of Jack here. Into turn 6 for the final time. Meanwhile, Johnny hasn't exactly ditched Tyler House here. Tyler House has got past everyone into 8th place. But Tyler House looking very racy against Johnny now as they come up towards turn 5. Better line that from Tyler. He's gradually getting used to that wheel. You see the movements are smoother. Everything about it is just a bit nicer here from Tyler House. Maybe just pushing it a bit too much though. But we're going to go back to our leader. And he's going to win the race here at Daytona. Adam Morris wins at round 9. Here at Daytona. Followed by Jack, then the Dizzler. Ginger Poisson comes home. Technically third now because Dizzler had penalties. Scooby G comes home in the top 5. Jorginho finishes 5th after penalties from Scooby G. The Les. No idea what the Les is doing. He's crawling to the line. No idea what he's doing. He's actually parked at the line. I don't know if he thinks he's Lightning McQueen. Well, the Les finishes 7th. DY House Owen's going to come home for 8th here. Might be Bob actually. Oh, that's an interesting roll from DY House 7. Well, Johnny does beat Tyler House in the end. Tim comes home in 11th place. Bob in 12th. Shadowstalker 13th. So, Adam Morris takes the victory provisionally from Jack Team 53 Synopsis. Ginger Poisson comes home 3rd with the Dizzler in 4th. Jorginho 5th. Scooby G 6th. The Les is in 7th. DY House is in 8th. Moves to Johnny 9th. Tyler House 10th. Tim is 11th with Bob Margo in 12th. Shadowstalker 13th. And for the bizarrest of reasons, Fourfish didn't even get to the first corner as he got disqualification from it looks like a bug in the game at the start of the race. So, I don't know if Jack is around to notify us. Round number 10 should be Willow. Well, he missed the race. I believe next is going to be Willow Springs. Oh, here he is. Jack, you can tell us, are we heading Willow Springs next, or are we going
We
back
are
to...
indeed.
Cool, I'm guessing Ruin's going to be after Willow.
The second to last, yeah.
So, Willow Springs Raceway in the Mercedes 190 is next week, so do join us for that one, that should be a good one. Otherwise, next up is the Tool Maniac Modern Touring Car Series from the Circuit of the Americas full layout, so that should be a good one. So stay tuned, 5 minutes, that one will be live. But for myself, the Group A1s and Jack who's here, thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your evening.